You know, there's just something in us that's obsessed with speed, right? This constant need to push things to the absolute limit. And you really don't see that anywhere more clearly than in the wild world of hypercars. Today, we're diving into the very top of the food chain, the absolute pinnacle of automotive engineering.
So what does it take? Is it just about having a massive engine? Or is it all about those crazy space-age aerodynamics? Or maybe something else entirely? Well, we're about to find out. We're counting down the 3 fastest production-based cars ever built. Let's get into it.
All right, so we're going to kick things off with number 3. This is a car that didn't just break a record, it completely smashed a legendary barrier and basically set a whole new benchmark for what speed even is. So get ready, because this is where things start to get seriously fast.
And kicking us off at number 3, well, it's a name that just screams ultimate performance, the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300+. This car is the perfect blend of luxury and ridiculous speed. I mean, it's a comfy grand tourer that you could drive across a continent, but it also happens to be a true barrier breaker.
And this is why this car is such a legend. The Chiron Supersport 300+ was the very first production-based car to officially crack the mythical 300-mile-per-hour barrier. It clocked in at an unbelievable 304 miles per hour. I mean, for years, people thought hitting 300 was like the sound barrier for cars, just impossible. So this beast comes from France, and under the hood, man, it's an absolute engineering marvel. We're talking about an 8.0-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine. Just think about that for a second. It's basically 2 V8s welded together, a symphony of 16 cylinders and 4 turbos, all working together to create this massive, smooth wave of power. But, you know, Bugatti couldn't just throw a giant engine in there and call it a day. They had to completely re-engineer the aerodynamics. They stretched out the bodywork, creating that famous long tail, all to help it slice through the air with way more stability at those insane speeds. This car was built for one reason and one reason only, to be the first to hit 300.
Okay, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. It's the reason this car is sitting at number 3. That 304-mile-per-hour run? That was a special test achievement. The cars they actually sold to customers are electronically limited for safety reasons. So yeah, it proved it could be done, but it definitely comes with a little asterisk next to its name. All right, moving on to our number 2 spot. Coming straight out of the United States, we've got this super ambitious Challenger. It was built with a philosophy of just raw American power and pure aerodynamics. This is a hypercar from a smaller company with a giant killing mission, the SSC Tuatara.
And boy did they make a splash. For a short time, the Tuatara actually held the world record, with a claimed average top speed of around 316 miles per hour. This number just blew people's minds and really put all the big established players on notice.
So, unlike that super complex W16 in the Bugatti, the American-made Tuatara goes with a more traditional, but definitely not less powerful formula. It's got a custom-built 5.9-liter twin-turbo V8 that just absolutely screams its way to the red line.
Really, the whole idea behind the Tuatara is just purity. It's incredibly light, and it has one of the lowest drag coefficients of any hypercar out there. That's just a fancy way of saying it slips through the air like a hot knife through butter. Every single line on this car is designed to cut through that air with almost no resistance.
Okay, so we got to talk about the elephant in the room here. The Tuatara's first attempt at the record was surrounded by a ton of controversy about whether the data was accurate. They ended up doing more runs to clear things up. And while there is absolutely no doubt it's one of the fastest cars on the planet, that early controversy is why it's sitting here at number 2.
And that brings us to number 1, the king of the hill, the top dog, the car that represents this almost fanatical, surgical approach to engineering. From Sweden, this is the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. Just look at that number, over 330 miles per hour. Now, this is super important to remember. This is an estimated top speed based on incredibly advanced simulations. Koenigsegg hasn't actually done the official run yet, but when Koenigsegg does the math, you listen. Their engineering is considered pretty much flawless. This Swedish masterpiece runs on a 5.0-liter twin-turbo V8, an engine that Koenigsegg has spent years perfecting to get an insane amount of power out of a small package. It produces a crazy amount of horsepower, especially when you run it on E85 biofuel, which lets the engine really unleash its absolute maximum potential.
So what makes it the fastest? Well, it really all comes down to this: The Jesko Absolute was designed with one single uncompromising mission: to be the fastest car ever made. Full stop. It has an incredibly low-drag design, that immense power, and a revolutionary transmission that lets it change gears almost instantly, keeping it in the perfect power band at all times.
And that is exactly why it's our number one. Even without an official, real-world record, the physics just backs it up. That combination of incredibly low drag and absolutely massive power gives it, at least on paper, the highest top speed potential of any road car in history. The entire car world is basically just sitting here, holding our breath, waiting for them to find a piece of road long enough to let this thing loose and prove it.
Whew, okay. So after that wild ride through some insane speeds, let's just take a breath and recap what this all really means.
So here it is, one final look at our podium. In third place, we have the Bugatti Chiron, the luxurious barrier breaker. In second, the SSC2 Tara, the controversial but brutally fast American challenger. And sitting at number one, the theoretical king and marvel of pure engineering, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. You see, this isn't just a list of cars. It's actually a story about different ways of thinking. Bugatti came along and proved that 300 miles per hour was possible by using overwhelming power and luxury. Then, SSC saw that and aimed even higher, focusing on raw power and being slippery through the air. And now, Koenigsegg is using pure precision engineering to totally redefine what fast even means. And that just leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending question. We're getting closer and closer to the absolute physical limits of what tires can handle, of aerodynamics, of power. So, once this barrier is officially shattered for good, what's next? What does the future of speed even look like when you're already standing on top of the mountain? That's something to think about.